Hello, it's Allie, and this is just a quick little transmission for you working with this new moon energy. I was so inspired to share more about that on here because I've had this really interesting day of working with people in the energy of the new moon and connecting with the energies of the Akashic records with the new moon. Hey, welcome. And so today feels so important to just stop and drop and be in this energy together. And it's such an interesting connection to the themes of this whole month. So July has really been about life on life's terms, is what I've been calling it, is what if we couldn't change anything? What if we couldn't learn one more thing? What if there was no way to escape or outrun or hide from anything, because there's not really. We're really in a pressure cooker altogether at the moment. And what if we had to just be with what has already been? What if you could only be nourished by all the seeds you've already planted in your life? And it's such a perfect new moon for that to be the message of the month is, listen, just be with life as it is in this moment. Because first of all, that's kind of the message for the whole year, is it's the lovers, it's the numerology of the heart, it's the Akashic message of, can you fall in love with life as it is right now? Can you fall in love with yourself as it is right now? Even while we've never had a louder message of everything that needs to change, right? And so the love, being able to be fueled by love and appreciation and gratitude and presence is what actually gives us the sustenance to even make all those changes. So they really work together. They actually are the lovers together. Love and transformation, love and change, grief and love, two sides of the same card, right? And so, that's kind of the overall vibe. And so July has been about hey, that's the theme of this month, this year, is love, it's partnership, it's falling in love as it is right now. This is a month where we were really encouraged to sit and just be with what is. And this new moon, usually new moons are about planting seeds, but this is a new moon that also has a retrograde. And so there's an encouragement to go back around and look at where you accumulated relationships, interactions, experiences, rather than actually fully receiving them and having them. This month, this new moon is an opportunity to just sit with life exactly how it is, decide that your life exactly how it's been cultivated until this moment has the nourishment for you to move on to the next chapter when it's time, and really get that opportunity to receive where as of now, you've really just accumulated. And so why don't we let ourselves have things that we've accumulated? Why don't we know how to receive experiences and relationships sometimes? And one of the reasons is what I've really been talking about this month, which is about regret. When experiences and relationships are tinged with regret or disappointment, those are my two teachers I'm loving partnering with at the moment. I'm actually doing a class on alchemizing disappointment on the full moon. When there's things in our garden that also have the flavor of disappointment or regret, it can be really hard to want to be there and want to receive the whole story, because we don't have a lot of, and this is the real new moon message, permission. The message of today is about permission and giving ourselves permission, and things can't change or move or open in our life without the permission to move. And oftentimes when there's experiences or relationships that have regret to them or disappointment to them, we don't have permission for those feelings. Those are associated with shame. They're often associated with punishment or doing something wrong or rejection. And so we can want to deny, refrain, push away from those experiences, from those seeds that have been planted, when actually regret and disappointment are so powerful when we give them the permission to be powerful, because they let us know what our values are. They let us know where we have been unresolved and where we can have a breakthrough. They let us know what our real desires are. They let us know how to have a bigger life. But when we spend our life trying to avoid regret or disappointment, and that's oftentimes, right? Like, if I don't depend on anyone or if I lower my expectations, then I won't be disappointed. Then I won't regret that connection. But this year, lovers, the heart, this Leo new moon, it's about intimacy. And we can't have intimacy without regret and disappointment. They're connected, right? And so when we're trying to avoid these very natural parts of the life cycle, of how we as humans learn and receive and grow and expand, then we keep our life really small and we don't have the intimacy and the connection with ourselves and with others that we really are here to have. So that's the message for today. And I want to just end with a little activation to bring permission into your system. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Bria. Good to see you all. And if this lights up for you, I gave myself permission to really let disappointment and regret be something I am talking about a lot right now. And even offering a session and a class experience about disappointment felt really edgy. Even though it's like, I'm very excited about it. A beautiful lesson has already come through as a download. I know the session itself is going to be amazing. But I was also like, I don't know, is that a bummer to people? Is that something people are going to want to really receive? Are they going to be willing to let themselves step out and be held in disappointment? And so it felt really edgy to share it because I still don't totally know. I do know I'm getting a lot of reflections from people who are like, actually, like, I'm so happy to have permission to be disappointed. I'm so happy to have this permission. And again, when we have the permission, things can move. And I just had to get honest with really what has been planted in my garden in the last few years has been a lot of grief and a lot of disappointment and learning how to alchemize that. And the first step to alchemizing it into freedom, into power, into strength, into truth, into knowing where to go has been the permission to be with it and to learn from it. So I am excited, but it was a big permission step for me to share that this week. So let's end here with you receiving some permission for yourself for anything you'd like to give permission for. If you do have questions about that class, you can DM me, and also you can get the information on it in the link in my bio. But let's take a few breaths here. Breathing in some space and some possibility as we connect with the energy of this new moon. Letting yourself feel that beautiful, cool, dark space as the moon is in the darkness right now, and it's a time to just drop in, being with yourself, breathing here. Beginning to bring this energy into your heart. And beginning to welcome in the frequency of permission, letting it come to you as a color, as an image, as a person, closing your eyes here, a sensation, and just letting yourself welcome in the energy of permission. Opening the Akashic record of permission for all who are here to participate and receive here with the guides and guardians. Yeah. And just letting yourself feel the relief, hey Vanessa, of permission. Even permission to be in disappointment is relief. Like, permission is relief. Because permission means, okay, now we can be in the truth. And the only sort of freedom that we can have constantly, because many types of other ways we find freedom, whether it's physically, financially, emotionally, relationally, they fluctuate because it's part of a bigger ride it has many more variables and many more others participating. But the place we can have freedom always is in being in the truth and holding the frequency of our truth. And so when we give permission, we say, I'm in the truth. That's being in the truth. And so just letting yourself hold the frequency of truth, which is in this moment, the frequency of permission for whatever it is you're here to be moved towards in this new moon. In the next few breaths, letting yourself just breathe in and receive the wisdom of everything you've planted. Maybe your whole life, but I'll say, how about just in 2022? That again, this was a month as we move into through the halfway point, into the second half of the year. It's like, let's take what we've already planted. Let's receive the nourishment from it. It's like when you plant seeds in your garden and then, that crop is designed to come in a certain season. Let yourself just receive the wisdom of this year. Let it be the sustenance that brings you into the second half of the year without needing to get anything else. Just receiving what you've already planted, giving yourself permission here to receive from all the lessons and the experiences and the relationships of this year, rather than just accumulate them. Because again, this is a month where we give permission that something that was disappointing or regretful is still very valuable, maybe even the most valuable. And so let's receive the value of that now. Permission to receive the value of that. Breathing that in. Exhaling out, letting all of this land in the heart. Hi, Alexa. And as you do that, what I'm really feeling here is the higher self, each one of our higher selves behind us. And so maybe you want to imagine that, feeling that part of you. I think of the higher self as like the part of us that designed this whole lifetime, the part of us that's like the loving parent and our personality that is not meant to read a script, that is meant to go through all the moments, is the beloved child. And so just feeling that part of you that's got this, that created this incarnation, created this plan, beginning to just let yourself feel the energy of that part of you behind you, maybe hands on the shoulders. Embracing disappointment. I see someone saying that, just embracing it. Letting the higher self hold you as you embrace that. And giving yourself the permission to really feel the way a bigger part of you is holding the whole plan and the whole story. And you have not been forgotten. You can't be forgot. You can't forget yourself, not for long. And so you're just feeling that part of you that knows what's happening and is not afraid to lead you into regret or disappointment or pleasure or wealth or joy or conflict. It's all of it. We came for all of it. And so just letting yourself really breathe in this beautiful, multi-dimensional, multi-seed sort of garden you've planted that holds all the different flavors, because they're all nourishing. Bitter is very nourishing. Sweet is nourishing, right? Rough is nourishing. Soft, it's all can be nourished when we have permission for every type of experience to be nourishing. Not just the ones where we're validated for being good or cool or right. It's all nourishing. And so just breathing that in. Exhaling out. Let that move that into the throat. Up through the crown. Nourishing the eyes. May you perceive your entire year as nourishing, as important, as something to fully receive. There's nothing to deny or avoid about your year. You're doing great. And just feeling that energy moving down through, hey, how are you, Paige? Hi, Betty. Feeling that energy moving up and down through your whole body, and just making a commitment to bring this permission through today, this new moon, and through the rest of this month and through the rest of this year. But especially today, pay attention. That is the frequency of this new moon. It's about permission. And it's about permission to get what you need through what already happened this year. Taking one more dance through the garden and maybe finding the beauty in the thing that, because it was flavored with like disappointment or regret, we were like, ooh, let's not look at that. No, that's where the juice is right now. So let yourself receive, go do one more dance around, and notice today what you're encouraged to move towards. More rest, more food, less food, more socializing, more quiet, more TV, less TV, whatever it is. Today is total permission. There is so much wisdom. As you hold this energy of permission in your body, there's going to be so much wisdom in whatever you're drawn towards. And so we just know whatever you needed to clear, we've cleared it. Whatever we needed to bring in, it's in. And I have so much gratitude for this technology and for the Akasha and for everyone who's here holding this space. And I have so much gratitude for the reality that everything is valuable. It's all here to be received, not just accumulated, not reframed. And that permission is what allows the value to be received. Okay, so feeling this so much as oh, yes, yeah, I feel you on that. Yes, like there's decisions we are led to where it's bittersweet, right? And so, finalize the renovation on the dream home, but now we're selling. I really got to download this last week, I think, in a session where it was just like, sometimes we're really drawn to experiences that are going to have to be disappointing or be bittersweet because the potency is just that potent. It is so important. We didn't need to do it a different way. But I'm just really holding you in that. I know this is going to be a big transformation for you. I have actually chills when I feel what is on the other side of you selling this home. Whoa. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be powerful. And sometimes it's also like calling our own bluff. And that's why I'm so excited to teach this session on disappointment. Because as many of you know, I probably the last couple years were the most disappointing years of my entire life. But it's also, there's so much freedom because anything I've ever been afraid of having happen, happened. Anything I could have regret happened. And it's like, it's okay. There's a freedom when we get to experience things we think will be too disappointing or too regretful to handle, and then we allow them to alchemize into the power and the truth and the freedom and the wisdom they actually are brought into our space to be. So yeah, looking forward to talking more about that, and thank you for sharing that. I'm sending so much love, and great to see some of you here that I haven't talked to in a while. And yeah, if you want any more information on alchemizing disappointment, it's at the link in my bio, or you can DM me, and I look forward to talking again soon. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye.